Hello, everybody. I'm Mark.
I'm Britton.
And today we're going to do something that we tried to do last week and we kind of ran into some issues.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a very special live broadcast. Now, if you're listening to this on our podcast page at Podbean or Spotify or something, this will just sound like another regular episode, except maybe every now and again we stop and say, ooh, we got a comment or something. But for everybody who's going to be watching, well, hello, welcome to the show.
Good evening.
And today we figured that we might as well go big with our live show and talk about a movie that really deserves an event of this occasion, which is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yes, the 90s Super Mario Brothers movie.
Is there another one?
There might have been one, a cartoon from the 80s
yeah,
that was from Japan.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. I'm sure it was just as good.
I hear it was insane.
And maybe we'll watch that next time.
Yeah.
Now, let's stop everything and let's watch that one instead and talk about it. No, actually, we're going to talk about this Mario Brothers movie. So yeah, let's get started. Now, why don't you, as always, give us a brief rundown of what this movie was about.
So the movie opens in prehistoric Brooklyn, back when there were dinosaurs, and Dan Castellaneta from
The Simpsons, Homer himself.
From Simpsons fame, narrates the history of prehistoric Earth and how a meteor struck Brooklyn and split the dimensions in twain. Mm-hmm. So
two universes.
Yeah, and apparently, it then transitions into this lady who's dressed, like she's coming from an 80s rave, leaving an egg at a doorstep, and it turns out to be a baby.
There's a baby in the egg, and it's not just any doorstep.
Yeah, it was a church.
Yeah,
and these are very I guess accepting nuns, because if I saw an egg hatch a baby, I would have a severe crisis of faith.
Yeah, that's something I don't really talk about too much in this movie. I feel that you could have had an entire section of this movie dedicated to how the nuns treated this egg baby.
After the incident, there one of the nuns was called Sister Vermouth. But so it cuts to quote unquote present day, and John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins are now plumbers in Brooklyn, trying to get by,
basically make ends meet.
Yeah,
they're probably not very good plumbers.
No. Their shitty car breaks down, and meanwhile, this girl who looks a lot like the lady from the beginning of the movie is making a phone call, and John Leguizamo creeps on her kind of heavy.
Yeah, and that starts a whirlwind romance. This is Daisy. She's a princess, but she doesn't know it.
She doesn't.
In fact, the only people who know it are Iggy and Spike and Koopa. Now, Iggy and Spike are Koopa's henchmen. And
also his cousins.
Yeah, so somehow there are a lot of families in this movie.
Yeah.
And they kidnap her and bring her back across this open dimensional rift, I guess. And they,
that's just under, in a chasm under Brooklyn.
And, so basically what they want her for, what Koopa wants her for, is she has a piece of the meteorite that destroyed all of life on Earth and all the dinosaurs, and only she has the power to reunite this piece of the meteorite with the big meteorite itself and merge the two worlds together. And he wants to do that for some reason.
Yeah, and then they chase after Daisy, going to I guess, for lack of a better term, the Mushroom Kingdom in a literal sense.
Yep, it's fungus everywhere.
Yeah, it's how those AIs that'll take in a bunch of different stories, like the one that took in the Harry Potter series and spit out this nonsense. It's it's like one of those took the Mario Brothers franchise and kind of just spit out this this nonsense of a premise,
yeah.
like a literal fungus mushroom kingdom.
And that's basically it. The Mario's, they go to the other side. They have, they're chasing her. Basically, It is literally the princess gets kidnapped and the Marios have to rescue her. Yeah. And Koopa's, of course, played by Dennis Hopper.
They had, he had to have been paid in royalties.
Well, then he got paid nothing. And
then again, everyone I knew saw this movie.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Everyone I knew kind of saw it too, but I know it was a bomb. Was it? Yeah, it was a box office bomb, and I think that's actually a good place to start talking about the hype around this movie. When this movie first came out, especially in the months and weeks leading up to it, it was really hyped up, and for good reason. Like, this was the first attempt at a video game movie, and Nintendo was on top of the world. And I guess they kind of still have a lot of power and sway right now.
Yeah.
But they were like, everybody loved Nintendo. Everybody did Nintendo stuff, and so the fact that they were going to do a movie based off of like pretty much their most popular and noteworthy series, a live action, like kind of almost dark and gritty, Mario Brothers movie. It's like, wow, this is going to be just epic. This could be something that just shatters down the walls of entertainment and creates something truly unique. But you see, because this is before people knew that video game movies were bad. Yeah. This kind of set the bar for video game movies.
Like the closest that came to a video game movie beforehand was Tron, which was it wasn't any one video game, but it was a man sucked into a video game world with video game rules. And what looking back on Mario Brothers is what it needed to be was about, I would say, 5 years younger. Like, it needed to be it's one of those movies that needed to be made in the coke-fueled 80s.
Like, I actually think that this movie would have probably been a lot better if they, I guess, kind of picked a lane, because it was both kid-friendly, but they were also trying to do this, like, dystopian Blade Runner world.
Yeah.
And, that's not, no, that doesn't work, Like, you can't have a kid's Blade Runner, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Like, it's... I think the problem is that they didn't really have the budget to go with the scale that they wanted to. It looked like it was just one big set.
Yeah,
the whole movie was pretty much one street, and maybe a garbage dump.
Now, this being said, I do want to point it out that when I was a kid, I watched this movie. We rented it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there might even still be pictures of me that exist wearing like Mario Brothers pajamas or something, with them on the front, with their iconic clothes and everything from the movie.
Like the movie or the video game?
The movie. Hey. And here, like, because as a kid, I liked that movie.
Okay.
And as an adult, I still kind of like that movie. It's not a bad movie. Well, okay.
It has a shitty charm to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot I do enjoy about this movie. I know that the actors hated working on it, but who cares? Like it was,
the movie wasn't meant for them.
Yeah, exactly. The movie was meant for us, and me, I liked that movie as a kid. I thought that Luigi was hilarious. I liked him so much that I was like, the next movie I saw him, and I was like, oh, The Pest. This is going to be good. And from then on, I just stopped trusting things.
That is, I actually, as a kid, I actually liked The Pest.
I did too. But it was only because at the same time I was reading, we read The Most Dangerous Game.
Yeah. Which was, a set of, like, a little bit of irony. Like, because I was doing the same thing at the same time as we were reading The Most Dangerous Game, and I'm like, hey, this movie's just like that, but this guy's being an asshole.
This guy's funny, and as I grow up and I watched clips of it, I was like, man, he's not funny, is he?
No.
I saw The Pest. We'll get back to Mario at some point. But I saw The Pest on one of those free cable weekend things, like where if you have cable, they'll give you like free, for like a weekend, they'll give you the free channel of like the movie channels.
I think I rented The Pest.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway, the Mario Brothers movie. Like, I really, I thought it was a funny and great movie. In fact, I had it on tape. I taped it off of like the WB-17. You know,
I had a legitimate tape.
Oh, you had the actual VHS?
I had the actual tape, and I would pop it in every once in a while when, I needed something
to melt your mind.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the actors and the characters in this movie, because we talked already about Bob Hoskins, who is actually great as Mario.
Bob Hoskins was really the highlight of that movie.
Like, this is exactly what I imagine a live action Mario would be. You know, he's kind of gruff and rough and tumble, but he did channel a little bit of the Mario from the Super Mario Super Show. And, Captain Lou Albano?
No, the voice of the...
Oh, yeah, okay.
And unless Captain Lou Albano also did the voice for Mario.
I don't know. Maybe he did.
I didn't think... Actually, I think... I think they both did the voices, because Luigi was the same... was also the voice of Luigi.
Yeah, okay. So, fuck you, Luigi. Yeah.
So, he did channel... that a little bit, and I don't know if it was intentional or just a coincidence.
I think Bob Hoskins has like one voice that he always channels.
Angry.
Yeah, he was channeling a little bit of Eddie Valiant there too.
Yeah, I see it.
But he was a great pick for that.
Yeah,
and
John Leguizamo was a bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I actually like John Leguizamo and other movies I've seen him in nowadays, because he's so much different than what he used to be. Like, his John Wick, just John Leguizamo just pops up and he's great in it. He's very brief. And he's awesome.
But he is a good character in that.
And of course Dennis Hopper.
Dennis. Like, I remember as a kid being a little bit disappointed with Koopa. I was hoping. For a giant lizard person. Yeah,
the only time you kind of see a lizardish Koopa
is when the puppet jumps out.
I do want to go back to Luigi a little bit and say there's one thing that might have fixed John Leguizamo as Luigi. They just gave him a mustache.
Yeah, I would have accepted it.
Because these guys have big old porno stashes and
yeah,
and they don't have it, or Luigi doesn't have that.
Yeah. I guess I see why. Like, Luigi isn't supposed to be, at least in the movie, he's not supposed to be literally Mario's brother. Like, he's supposed to be I guess some street urchin that Mario picked up and kept.
Is that how it goes? Because I know that Mario helped raise him, but his last name is still Luigi Mario.
Well, he had to give him a name, I guess.
You're a Mario now, kid.
You're gonna learn plumbing.
I don't want to learn plumbing.
Well, you're gonna learn it.
Listen, you want to eat or not? Well, I want to do plumbing.
I want to dance.
You're doing plumbing.
A John Leguizamo Mario Brothers version of Footloose would be a spectacle to behold.
Just a steel town plumber on a Saturday night.
That's Flash.
Same thing.
Whatever. All right. I lost track.
All right, so there's one last person. I know we talked about this many times before, him being in this movie. In fact, I think we talked about this movie before on the podcast. We talked about the sequel that we would have, so we can't go that route. But I do want to point out that Lance Henriksen pops in for literally 30 seconds with one line.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Lance Henriksen is a treat in anything he's in, and I don't know, how do you think they presented it to him? All right, so Mr. Hendrickson, you are a king banished from his kingdom, and you know what? They probably lied to him. You're a king banished from his kingdom,
and you're trying to reclaim your throne,
and you finally do. you transform from this horrible beast back to your natural form.
Oh, like Mario 3, yeah. That's what happens in Mario 3.
Yeah, no, I was imagining the executives are just like, oh yeah, because he's a fan.
Yeah. You remember how the one turned into a plant?
Yeah,
that was my least favorite.
Yeah.
You know, the spider was cool. The dog
frog
was cool. The frog was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that fungus might be considered a type of plant? That's not true at all, actually. You're gonna be fungus. They didn't even tell him he was a big ball of fungus. They just sat him down on the chair, have him do his one line. He's like, "All right, now what do I do?" It's like, "Now you go home."
And I imagine like they kept the air conditioner on high. So, oh, you look cold. Let me put this robe around you for this king scene.
Actually, I read that he.
Oh, there's trivia on Lance Henriksen scene?
Yeah, oh yeah. Half the IMDb page is about Lance Henriksen.
No shit.
No, it's only like one or two things. But he came in and it was his idea to cough up the fungus, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
And how he did it was he had a handful of Rice Krispies and he just kind of coughed them out, you know. And delivered his line. And he's probably, because Lance Henriksen is just a good sport.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell. And so he was probably like, I don't care if this movie bombs or not. I just want to be a part of something magical.
After spitting up all that yogurt when he was bishop, you would think he wouldn't want to do that anymore.
He's a trooper.
Yeah.
No, he's a
professional.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen Lance Henriksen in some very bad movies. One bad movie in particular, which is a movie that's so bad that I kind of love it.
At the
Antibody.
Antibody.
Yeah. That is, he plays like a bomb disarmer. He's like a bomb expert, and there's a bomb inside a terrorist, so he goes all inner space on it, and he shrinks down and goes into this thing with his crew, and he's got to go through, the human body. And I actually like movies about people getting shrunken down, especially movies about people getting shrunken down and going into human bodies. Like, there's not a lot of them. There's like Fantastic Voyage and Inner Space, and that's about it. And so I was like, yeah, I'm on board with Lance Henriksen going through a human body to disarm a bomb. And he did deliver a quote which is equal shades absolutely stupid, but somehow kind of badass.
Yeah.
They have like, the bomb is about to like explode, and he's got like 20 minutes left till the bomb explodes. And because it's a very short, there's like a time limit on this bomb. It's gonna explode anyway. And they were like, you have 20 minutes. You think you can disarm this bomb? It's towards the end. You think you can disarm this bomb in 20 minutes? He's like, in 20 minutes, I could have disarmed the Big Bang. And it's like, I kind of like it. It's so stupid that I loved it.
It is a badass line.
It's, a badass line with the emphasis on bad. But I just love it. I think it's, and I want to believe that Lance Henriksen insisted upon that line. Like, he probably had something generic in there. Like, do you think you can disarm this bomb in 20 minutes? Just show me the bomb and I'll disarm it. And he's like, guys, no. Like, guys, no. This is terrible. How about this? How about in 20 minutes, I could have disarmed, I don't know, something big, the Tunguska explosion. Shut up. That's too niche. Not a lot of people will get that. All right, in 20 minutes, I could have disarmed a firecracker. That's not big enough. Lance. The Big Bang. We like the original line, but no, I'm doing the Big Bang line.
Tunguska explosion. He's really into his niche early 1900s Soviet era
fringe events.
Yeah, I guess they didn't really know what occurred. They think it was a meteor, but they can't prove it.
Yeah, I think they said that it's most likely like a meteor that kind of exploded in the air or something. Yeah. Which is funny because if that happened in like 1982, we wouldn't be here to talk about this.
Yeah.
They would have just been like, a meteor, ho ho ho, no, and then, Then
99 Luftballons.
Yeah, exactly. So... But I read about that when I was very young in this like book of like unsolved mysteries. It was like an unsolved mysteries kid book, not affiliated with the real unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
It was just like, what happened to Amelia Earhart? We don't know. And it was like a Hieronymus Bosch painting kind of thing where there was just a bunch
With
of
Amelia Earhart?
Well, no, it was just like, you had to look through kind of like a Where's Waldo thing where there's just always a bunch of stuff hidden in it. Isn't that the guy who painted stuff like that with
Yeah, that was Hieronymus Bosch.
Okay, good. So yeah, it was kind of one of those things where you had to like look around. And, and some of these things just fascinated me. Like, they had Easter Island heads.
Yeah.
And they had, the Tunguska, the explosion. Oh, man, I got the hiccups. And, I think that there was a few other ones. I can't remember all of them.
I learned of the Tunguska blast, from Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Like, it's actually the final line Ray, I think, says,
I love this town, and a Tunguska blast.
Like, I think you haven't been a part of this fourfold cross rip since the Tunguska blast in 1909.
Okay.
And like I like first like when I was a kid, I'm like, what the hell is a fourfold cross rip? and so I looked up the Tunguska blast, thinking like it's some kind of some kind of weird event that people can't explain, but no, it's just a dumb explosion.
Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of cool, but yeah.
I heard a lot of trees.
Those trees lost their lives too, Britain.
Think of those trees' lives that were lost, and then some like old ladies in babushkas gathering sticks that day also got hurt.
Yeah, but the trees are really sad. Actually, I imagine that the trees that got killed, like, they just kind of, when they got blasted, they just flew into the air and they just landed as planks of wood, like all ready to go and everything.
Like there's a sign from like a lumberyard sign.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a Popeye fight.
Yeah, only the trees are the victims and not Bluto. So one thing I do kind of want to mention in the going all the way back to the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Is I was as a kid, I did like this movie, and I really it marketed itself kind of as a special effects like extravaganza, like a movie that was like just cutting edge,
I guess it did have a lot of CGI.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think they lied to us. I think they were just selling us a bridge or something. But like really, there were parts that when I was a kid, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like for some reason, and I don't know why, when Mario or when Daisy comes out of the half rock, half teleport or whatever, like in the beginning, like I remember thinking like, oh wow, cool, look, she's not even there, but half of her is, and then when like Koopa like disappeared and reappeared, from the dinosaur world to I was like, I remember thinking that this was something special, like this is gonna set the bar for special effects for years to come, even though like Terminator 2 had already been out at this point.
I think Terminator 2 was like maybe 2 or 3 years old by then.
Yeah, and I think the next week Jurassic Park came out and just pretty much
blew it out of the water.
Yeah, it was like, I wonder what would have happened if Jurassic Park didn't come out. What if the Mario Brothers movie really did set the bar for CGI for years to come?
Oh my god, can you imagine? Like everything would look like Reboot. like the Mario Brothers movie did like it didn't really, could you say it was impressive? Like to me it was like it was a step or two above Lawnmower Man.
Oof. Oh.
Or is that too mean?
Man, that's like, I'd like this movie, man. Stop that. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Now that movie had really bad CGI.
I dropped my phone.
And
there was one moment in Lawnmower Man that they were very proud of. We're going to be talking about Lawnmower Man now.
Yeah, you can't invoke Lawnmower Man without talking about Lawnmower Man.
Now, they were proud of this one scene in Lawnmower Man with like the lawnmower going over the guy's brain. Do you remember that?
No.
Alright, so it was like a computer simulation kind of thing, or it was like a computer world kind of thing. It wasn't a simulation, but it was a like in his simulated mind, like he killed a guy and you saw like this big round, like almost cartoonish brain and like a lawnmower going over it, and they not only showed that clip during the movie, but in Lawnmower Man 2, I think they showed it like 2 or 3 times.
My God.
Because I guess they were just proud of this, it was terrible. I gotta tell you, it was one of the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life. Actually, now I think about it, that movie also had I guess a somewhat impressive cast.
Let's see, it had Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, it had James Bond in it.
It had...
And the guy from Dumb and Dumber was Jeff Daniels, right?
No.
That wasn't Jeff Daniels?
No, that wasn't Jeff Daniels. It was nobody.
Okay, so...
he was the pilot from Lost. That's the only other thing I know him from.
That's actually kind of funny. That's funny that... did you watch Lost and recognize him? Like, hey, it's the Lawnmower Man.
I did. I'm like, oh, there he is.
We found him.
Well, yeah, I guess the experiments weren't all a waste. He's at least flying a jetliner.
That's got to take some smarts.
Yeah, like he's not. He's graduated. I think a passenger jet liner is a few steps above a lawnmower.
Yep. To be fair, he wasn't very good at it because he crashed.
That wasn't his fault. If I don't remember.
Actually, I don't remember either.
I don't remember what. Like smoke.
It was a smoke monster's fault.
Monster. Like smoke monster threw a polar bear at the jet. And went into the engine.
And it's like they got caught in the turbine. Mm-hmm. And that's why the other polar bear was like looking for. I don't know. I've seen 4 episodes or 8 episodes of Lost, so I'm just making up the story as I go along. But in my head, I imagine that there's a mad polar bear on the loose.
Yeah.
There's a smoke monster, which is a monster made of smoke. All the castaways, they fight the smoke monster, and the polar bear, I imagine, is a recurring character. He's there for most of it.
He's their cigarette smoking man from the X-Files.
Yeah, every now and again he shows up with information. You don't know if the polar bear is a real bad guy or just
looking for a trout.
Yeah. There's a Hatch. I know. There's Richard Hatch.
A Hatch. Private Eye.
That would be awesome. Like if the guy from Survivor, because that makes sense. Richard Hatch, he was the first winner of Survivor. If he was on this island, and he's now.
I thought you just pulled the name Richard Hatch out.
No, but Richard Hatch, Private Eye would be one of the. I would watch a show like that because it's got to be Richard Hatch from Survivor because he was great. And I imagine he's still on this island, lost. He's stuck on this island because he's good at it. He survived on an island before.
Yeah.
And he's been there for so long that he starts. He opens up his own little detective business where he's solving crimes on the island, and now the castaways show up, and now he's got some real cases to solve.
Like for a while, like he was just solving banana-based crimes for the monkeys on the island.
Well, I imagine that his Moriarty is the polar bear. Like the polar bear keeps on pulling some wicked shit, and he's always like, one day I'm gonna get the evidence. He's like the polar bear's like the Kingpin from Spider-Man. Like they're just looking for the evidence to pin on him, but really the polar bear's got a lot of power and connections.
But who's he gonna report him to? Is there like a grand high baboon that could imprison the polar bear?
The others. Actually, let's erase the others from this because I don't know what they are. I don't know if those are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine that. I don't know what lives on this island, but if polar bears can live on it, I imagine the smoke monster. The smoke monster is like the cops.
Yeah, I guess he would report to the smoke monster.
And
the smoke monster would make its clanking metal sounds and take the polar bear away.
The cigarette smoking monster. No, okay. We already did that joke.
Yeah.
The cigarette smoking bear. But, alright, so the smoke monster is trying to... You know what? Now I'm thinking of a better way.
Okay.
It's kind of like, there's kind of like a turf dispute. The they have kind of an understanding, the smoke monster and the polar bear. Like, they basically, you stay on your half of the island, I'll stay on my half of the island. But Richard Hatch, Private Eye, he kind of wants at least one of these to fall. It doesn't matter who, but he's actually, it does to him. He's leaning more towards a smoke monster. Smoke monster has he thinks a better plan for the island. Like, the polar bear just has a trout initiative, and then that's it.
It like all the infrastructure of the island would fall. Under the polar bear.
Like, the smoke monster may be kind of a brute, with his killing policies and everything, but the polar bear really just represents anarchy, and that would make the island just crumble immediately.
Like, the smoke monster would be totalitarian, but there would at least be order.
Yeah, and like, so he is trying to find some way to make the smoke monster win this war, but like, they're not going to break this treaty over nothing. He's got to find, like, concrete evidence, and the polar bear is he's sneaky. He's very efficient. He's very clever. He really is a Moriarty of crime, of island polar bear crimes.
So I wonder, what would he do? Like, frame the polar bear, showing him putting smoke detectors on the trees?
I don't think he wants to frame it. I think he wants this polar bear to go down, justly, but he knows that the polar bear is breaching into this area and doing stuff he's not supposed to do. He's embezzling clamshells or something. I don't know.
Was he Fred Flintstone?
Yeah.
Hey, the guy from what was it? Oh shit.
Viva Rock Vegas.
No, it was the guy from Dune. Frames him for embezzling.
No. He. No, okay, maybe he's not stealing clamshell. I just know that the polar bear is, he's breaching a treaty, but unless he gets concrete evidence, the smoke monster's not going to go to war.
Barney, I didn't do it, Barney.
Fred, you're breaking my heart, Fred. Fred, they got video of you.
That's not me. It's been doctored, Bon.
Who else could it be, Fred? There's only two of us on this island, Fred.
Barney. I wish you didn't see that tape, Barney.
Barney, you know me. We was in the war together.
Sorry, Fred. When I look at you, I don't know what I see anymore. I just see trash.
Your country will fall. Your country will fall, Barney.
And then he gets taken away.
Yeah.
Because I guess he did it. He's no longer being framed.
No. Yeah, it was he was a Soviet plant, or what's a Flintstones equivalent of the Soviet Union?
The USS Rock. I guess that.
USS.
Rock.
Yeah, Rock.
Rock.
Yeah,
everything is a rock pun. Like, even their name. Their name is two rock puns. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Two rock Shapur. Nothing?
No.
Really?
That's good. That's fine.
I like it.
Yeah, actually, I like it. Yeah, it's alright. So anyway, let's go back to the Mario Brothers movie. I feel that we kind of lost our head there. So it is kind of like interesting to think of the movie as really a time capsule of like how to do, or not even a time capsule. It's a case study of how to do a movie wrong, really. How to take an established franchise and do everything the wrong way.
Yeah, I can understand that, and the problem being is that at that time, what was it, 1993?
Yeah.
It was there wasn't really much to go on there. Like, the Mario Brothers didn't really have much of a story at the time. Like, I know the other Mario games since had like a lot more connecting them in terms of story, but
not really. You jump into paintings and you get stars. I mean,
yeah, there's been a lot more games since like 1996.
Oh, you dress up as a furry and you get stars. That's all it is. They did have The only thing they did right, the lore that they did get right was like Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi was probably the best attempt to bring a character from the game into the real world. Like the Goombas didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're just linebackers with tiny heads.
Yeah.
Toad was wrong.
Yeah.
Because Toad was like a little mushroom guy. He wasn't a Goomba.
Yeah. He wasn't a musician who was turned into a Goomba.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he wasn't that. They didn't even get like, all right, yeah, there was a Princess Daisy in the games, sure, but
the Babam was good.
The Babam was great, even with the Reebok sneakers, the Babam was still fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like they kind of did like even like, all right, what do you know about Koopa? He's a turtle dragon. Did you say a T-Rex? No, that's not what I said. Cause he's a T-Rex.
The Lizard King, yeah.
Yeah, get it? No, I don't.
Well, that's what he is now.
All right, now what do we have? Big Bertha. Ah, she's a giant fish. Did you say a bouncer at a club? No, that's not what I said at all.
I guess. Yeah, if it's Yoshi, like the latest game would have been Super Mario World.
Yeah, they had to have had World out now.
And because Yoshi's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And dinosaurs were I guess they were a minor theme in the game.
Yeah, maybe like there was a a dinosaur island.
Yeah.
And like maybe if there should have been one scene in the movie where they got the lore 100% right, where they're trying to escape and Mario is riding on Yoshi, and then he jumps and he just leaves it to die.
Like,
he jumps down, he jumps over a cliff with him and just kind of double jumps because of it. Like,
here's what I don't get. Like, if you're going to, why go the Goomba route at all when you have the Koopa Troopers?
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is just make these turtle people, and you can keep their dumb tiny heads, and there you go, and even have them with the dumb linebacker shoulders.
Yeah, honestly, and I'll be honest with you, like, actually, yeah, you could have just made them made the same lizard turtle, the same like Goomba type body, like change nothing but their names.
Yeah. And
call them the Koopa Troopers because now it's his army, it's his troops.
Yeah, it would have made more sense than the Goombas, which they looked nothing like the Goombas.
Yeah, big head and small and tiny body. Ah.
How about the opposite of that?
Well, so I remember the first time I showed this movie to my nephew Dominic.
Yeah.
Like he was like 6 or 7 years old at the time, and I think it was like free on YouTube. And so we were watching a little bit. It's like, oh, I like this movie as a kid. It's dumb, but I like this movie as a kid.
Yeah.
And he, watched the first, 20 minutes and everything. We got to it, and he's like, "What's that, Uncle Mark?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the Goombas. The Goombas. Those little things you jump on and squish." He's like, "That's stupid." I'm like, "Listen, kid, why don't you shut up, all right? Shut up, kid. Yeah.
You make a better one."
Which I guess brings me to the last topic of conversation we can have around this, which is what we always bring up when we watch bad movies. How would you make the Mario Brother movie work?
That's with the
because
that's tough.
Don't forget, you have to keep like in order for it to work, you have to please like the fans of the game.
Yeah.
Like if you just do like you could put Citizen Kane on and just rename everybody Mario and Koopa and everything like that, but that's not, it doesn't really capture the essence. It could be a good movie, but it's not going to capture the essence of the game and people won't like it.
I'm Charles Foster Koopa.
I would watch that actually. What's his Rosebud?
Let's see. That's a good question. Peach would be more of his Rosebud.
Peach Bud.
Airbud. That's his
final word. Really confuse everybody.
Airbud. What was that?
What the hell was Airbud? I mean the dog? They bring the dog in,
It licks his face.
Dog starts chewing on him because he's dead. And, like,
All right.
I don't think this is the right Airbud. I'm just
All right.
telling you guys.
All right. You name me another Airbud.
Right, maybe he meant like some sort of like head buds that you go into your ear. Maybe
No,
earbuds.
literally Airbud.
I know. I'm just listen, man. I'm just spitballing ideas here because it can't be the dog.
It can't.
I'm
It
just
can't not be the dog.
listen. I understand where you're coming from. That he said the word Airbud.
Yeah.
And the only Airbud that is around is just fucking dog.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Mhm.
I don't see how it could be the dog.
Maybe you just liked Airbud, the Airbud series.
Let's see. They go start going through his stuff. I'm just saying, I don't see a single Airbud on the shelves. Like, look, he's got Angels in the outfield, but that's not Airbud.
It was pretty close though. It is.
Okay, go on.
It's a sports based.
Okay, yeah, but so is 8 Men Out. But that it doesn't mean he means Airbud.
It could, because he literally said Airbud.
Listen, I know. I'm just saying maybe we have to expand our minds here about what Airbud actually means.
I don't think we do.
I would ask him, but he's dead. All right, there's got to be a clue here.
So Airbud or Airbud?
No. Charles Foster Koopa. Like he's dead. Like look. Oh, they start smacking him around. Yeah, he's dead. He's not answering any more questions. And then they bring in Dr. Walter Bishop to like do the brain is still alive for a few minutes. We might be able to interrogate it.
And
briefly.
they're just going through his effects, and they throw away a sled that says Airbud on it.
I like to think that in his old age he was just senile. And like he just in
the throes of death, it just random synapses in his brain were firing, and he just uttered Airbud.
Actually, I
like
think
that was the last conscious neural connection he had.
I think what happens is when they go through all this information, like they dig deep, but no one ever finds it. But it does show the audience that he was actually the director of Airbud, but nobody knew. He changed his name for it. Airbud's an Alan Smithy film, I'm sure. So they never knew it. He was the director of Airbud, and he still carried that torture with him.
Or maybe he was the writer of the novelization of Airbud.
That's him typing on a typewriter. Ain't nothing in the rule book says the dog can't play basketball. I'm pretty sure there's something in the rule book that specifies it. You keep writing. Basketball.
Call me Airbud.
Airbud joins the Captain Ahab to find.
It was the best of games. It was the worst of games.
I kind of want to know what Airbud on the Pequod would be like, because obviously Captain Ahab, like, he can't be hunting a giant whale now. Maybe he's hunting something big like they're all dogs. They're all dog cast.
Okay, so they're all dogs in
It's Wishbone now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So they're all dogs, in Moby Dick, and I guess Ahab is trying to catch the big, the great white bone.
Yeah, exactly.
And excuse me, and I guess Airbud would be Ishmael.
Yeah. Call me Airbud. Yeah. And now, what type of dog do you see as Airbud? Oh, I guess he's a golden retriever.
He's a golden retriever.
That's easy.
What else would he be?
Now, what about Captain Ahab?
Captain Ahab is a gruff-looking bulldog.
Okay. And does he have like a peg paw? Or
he's on those like those wheels that they put some of those dogs on.
That is horrible. Okay, I can buy that. And
Is that too much?
No, I like it actually, because I mean, I don't like it, but it's fine. It's fine.
Let's see. Queequeg would be.
He's the only human.
Yeah, he's still Queequeg.
You can't change Queequeg. And
every once in a while he just realizes that he's on a ship full of dogs.
And he's just like I I imagine he kind of it dawns on him like every morning at chow time when he's gonna fill up their bowls with like the giant bag of dog food.
Like he gets a bowl full of kibble.
Yeah, exactly. Just it's like, and he's eating, and he's like, and he looks over, and they're both going to town at it because that's how dogs eat, like very loud and obnoxious. And he's just, I imagine he's eating his kibble with a spoon, because he still has, he still has like that spark of humanity.
Yeah. I imagine as he's looking around at the other dogs eating the kibble, like some other dog, runs up and eats his, as dogs are wont to do.
And he has to push away. Hey! Get out of here. Because I imagine Airbud's on the left side of him, like just going to town.
Yeah. And
Captain Ahab's on the right side of him, also going to town, like noisily. And he's like, they're both eating on the floor, and he's at the table. Yeah. No, they're all on the table.
And he's on the floor.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? When I get back to port, I'm leaving. I'm leaving this whole.
This was the worst contract I've ever signed. Like I need to manage my money better.
He gets paid only in kibble.
Yeah.
This just isn't gonna last me. I can't pay my house with kibble
and milk bones.
And it's like, that's the thing. It's like, now, does Captain Ahab speak like English?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So they're dogs, but they still talk normally.
Yeah, they're dogs that can talk.
Okay.
Like unlike Airbud.
Yeah, Airbud can't talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, Airbud can talk, but unlike the movie Airbud.
Oh, okay, I get you. All right, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair way to do that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, a Super Mario Brothers movie.
A silly movie that's not aged well, but aged enough. It's like aged like a fine wine, but it's still cheap wine.
I think that it's. I think that it has its reputation is worse than the movie itself. Like, give it a watch, and you'll realize how stupid it is, but at the same time, you'll kind of be like, all right, this is stupid, but it's not that bad. There's no point in the movie where you're bored. And that's actually head and shoulders above a lot of movies we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So take that for what it is. And I will recommend it just to see, like, for yourself how crazy this movie is.
Yeah, witness the train wreck.
Yeah, exactly. And so this has been our special live broadcast. If you like this, once again, you can find us at Podbean at Now Dig On This, or on Spotify at Now Dig On This, or wherever you have your listen to podcasts at Now Dig On This. And if you have something to say, say it to our faces. Not just comment on one of our pieces of work.
Yeah, you cowards.
Yeah, come on. Bark, 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 bark.
All right,
anyway, yeah, let's go before they find us. All right, guys, take it easy now.
A toodaloo.
That ought to hold a little SOPs.